All right, cut the cat girl stuff, okay? Cut the cat girl stuff. Come on, get serious. You're 30 years old in your basement. You can't be a cat girl. You can't be a cat girl. It's over. You've suffered enough. I'm just kidding. You can be a cat girl no matter how old and where you are. Hello, Maud. Jebaited. You did get jebaited. Also, welcome back. I heard you went on a fun trip. I heard you're still on your trip, actually. How are you and your boyfriend doing? Hopefully you had a good trip. We are going to go into programming, everyone. It's funny how we basically had more time installing this game than playing it, and we learned more about development. We technically had like a programming stream without the programming aspect of the stream. So it's kind of odd to think about, but most of our time was really spent on the programming aspect of learning about the PS2 and the PS3, which is, I guess, is a good segue into what we're going to be doing, which is the programming stream. So we're going to be programming some things today, and this is now the chill moment of the day. It's a very chill vibe day, you know what I mean? Like chill vibes, chill, cool vibes. I need to move some things over, sorry. Give me a second. New desktop, close this. Close you. Bring you over. And that's it. Actually, that's all I need to bring over. Oh, where's my knee of him? My knee of him died. Gosh darn it. It always dies. Wait, what? Why did it die again? Oh no, it's already here. I'm a fool. Oops, sorry. There we go. And you should see the screen now. Okay, well. Goodbye, play online, viewer menu. Has anyone even sent me mail yet? Can I even send myself mail? Can I try to send it again? Sorry, just try this. We're going to be programming some things today. I'm going to see how this works. So let me send this again. And the thing that we're going to send, the thing that we're going to be programming, there's actually two things I want to get to, but one thing in particular. Because you miss Alex. I miss Alex Kim. What was it again? Alex Kim 8667? I miss Alex Kim too. I wonder what Alex Kim is up to. Do you think Alex Kim is still there in Vanna DL talking about remapping things? I'm not sure what they're remapping, but they were remapping stuff. But they were doing things and the remapping things, so surely it must have been important. We're going to be programming, everyone. Sorry, I need to turn on some music. Again, not really any crazy music, just very chill, very relaxing classical music. Just, or maybe, you know what, maybe we put on Spotify, because there's a lot of really cool albums that I've been finding. I just need to make sure it's off on the side and you don't see it. I can actually control it from my phone, actually. That's even better. You know what? It's good. There we go. This is a weird, I guess, creator or like a weird artist thing. It's Rob Araujo's, Rob Arugula's, almost like beat oriented jazz, I guess, like label thing that they're doing. So it's sort of a fascinating mix on the idea of like, you know, what they already do, which is like very jazz music, very, very beautiful piano music. But like this one specifically around the idea of like the more, I guess, like the fundamental sound plus like the idea of mixing in beats, which is sort of in their main album, but it's also just, you know, extra stuff. Yeah, that's what we're going to listen to is this whole album. If I clicked it correctly, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I did. And we're just going to listen to this and just, you know, hang out here for a bit because we're going to program everyone. Now, I've got some new things to program that we need to deal with, okay? Actually, this is the stream stuff. Let me go to the projects folder. So I realized in doing yesterday's VR, was it yesterday? No, yesterday was Soup Rooms. And in doing the VR chat segment, there was two things that were very important that I've learned. One, I don't have the social battery to do a whole day of talking in VR chat and then programming. I can only do one or the other. Or at least programming on stream. I can program off stream. Two, programming in VR chat is not as easy as I thought it would be. So to explain, let me open up VR chat actually. Sorry, didn't mean to stop the music. Because it's a little bit complicated to share my screen in VR chat in a way that makes sense for you to see. So at least in VR, you have different options to share your screen. There's the easy way, which is you pin your window to your screen so that your viewers can see it on stream. But what I wanted to do was something akin to a co-working space. So we go in and either we all work or you try to distract me. I don't really know, but it was going to be an open VR chat instance, and I just wanted to see an experiment to see if that would work, right? Almost this idea of like a free WeWork office that only costs $1,000 to buy in with like a VR headset. The problem, which I'm about to show you, is that if you do the VR overlay thing, so you do the VR stuff and you overlay sort of your view of an application, you can't really do anything with that within the space. Like no one will see what you're working on. But you also can't overlay just random things within the VR world. So at least in VR chat. So I can't, for instance, just like have a window, my window showing in the space that you see here. There's actually only a set number of things that you can do. And I was reading up on it, what you can and can't do. VR chat docs, video player. So there's a very good set of documentation. It's good for some things, for quite a few things. Some things are, but maybe need a bit more information. But the biggest thing is that you have images and you have video support, and that's it. There's not really much else. And video support is through their video player, which has specific URLs that you can visit. Otherwise, nothing. And so I realized that's a bit of a problem. VRCDN.live. Because if you want to show your screen to somebody, you effectively have to do a screen capture, and you need to stream it over as a video. There's actually no other way to do to show your screen content within a space without having to like pull it down, without having to like perform the capture on your machine, send it over to a server, which then streams the video data. Maybe it's going to be like frame by frame. I'm not really sure how it's going to work, but it's going to be something similar to that idea of like how you would normally do like a live streaming thing where you have the video playing at all times, and you simply construct the stream like the video stream frame by frame based on what you get, right? So you have to do something like that in order to actually show your screen within the game, because you're very limited in terms of what you can show. I was thinking maybe the image thing could be used. Maybe I can show like an image and just keep updating that image, but I was like, that's like way too slow. You can't perform arbitrary requests. You kind of can with the video loading stuff by just pushing a bunch of things inside of the get URL. But even outside of the video player, you do have networking in the sense of like you can just send get requests to things and you can push a bunch of query strings. But even then, to then eventually show something in the world that's like a stream of your screen, what I realized is that it's going to have to be a video stream of some sort that has a capture of your screen going to it that's then loaded into the world. It's also going to require the untrusted URL setting, because there's a safety setting that you have, where I'm also currently playing on the desktop mode. Sorry. How do you open the menu in desktop mode? Here we go. Where you're playing in desktop mode, and you have to do this comfort and safety thing. So you also have to allow untrusted URLs, which is not on that list. So I was like, okay, this is cool and all, but it does make it a lot harder to then do the co-working stuff. But I swear it's doable, because some worlds do have implementations of custom stuff where they kind of do this thing where they load information and then they build and then they show a video stream of it after. I can't show it to you, but one world is Popcorn Palace with its movie website. You can do that. It constructs a custom UI for it, and then it just streams the video over. So it should work in theory in the exact same way. The only problem is I don't really know how to construct a constantly running video that's also a live stream. I just know the theory behind it, where you just have the live stream video and you just place the frames there, but I don't really know what goes into doing it manually. Nor do I know that necessarily how to host it in a way that would make sense. But it seems like as long as it's a valid video link to a valid video file that it should support, it should load, and we can actually go to a different site, a different world, to sort of show how the video player stuff works. I think this would work. I was sort of looking into how this should work last night, and it should work, but right now it's mostly theory. It's mostly theory about like how, and like most of the work is going to be off on the side outside of VRChat to construct a correct video stream that VRChat can recognize and then sort of pull in. But same way that twitch.tv works on this, it should work the same way as well. So if I go to http twitch.tv/my channel, right? If I load this, you actually get the live stream. So it's at least in my mind, it seems like fundamentally, if I can build the video stream the exact same way that, say, any other live streaming website builds the video stream, this should just work.
Build the video stream the exact same way that, say, any other live streaming website
builds the video stream. Please stop. Please stop. Oh God! Please. Please stop. Please stop. Oh God! Please. Oh, you can't handle two of me. I can't even handle one of me. So my theory is that we do this, okay? Because then what I wanted to do is, I think there's a couple of worlds which is sort of like these like office worlds. I found a couple of them, but let's try to find one. But like realistically, we could go to this office world, and if I'm correct, maybe there's even like a video player that we could drop into each and every single one. And because the video player is synced up between everyone, as long as everyone agrees to the untrusted URL thing, we should be able to display a video feed in it of my screen capture. So my theory is this: there's already a screen capture API for web stuff, so you can just use your browser to set up a screen capture. That one's actually very straightforward. I have it running now, actually. I have it running actually right now. I can do it right now. I'm using Rust Axiom to actually make the web server, and then like, you know, build the web server up and just to have it there. But you could just do localhost 3301, I think. And you do this, and it asks you which window that you want to capture. And you actually choose which one that you want to capture. So let's say Neovide. And it is fairly straightforward to get the window onto the website. So you can just push that media stream object that it gives you into any video source, and it should play. And theoretically, you can also like extract the frames from it too, as far as I can tell by reading the documentation on it. But I'm not really sure yet, because I don't really know what I just know the theory behind how to build like a live stream video that's always on, but I don't really know exactly how. But theoretically, this should just work. I just need to figure out how to like do it on the server side, how to like serve like a placeholder if nothing's showing, but this should just work. I'm hoping that in doing this, we can do something like this, where right now I'm sharing my Neovide screen on this website. Then I can send these frames over, and then in a world, say something like this, maybe, just maybe, we can find something similar to this world, like an office world, where there's video players like in front of a desk or something, like a true co-working space. Or maybe there's like a way for us to make our own by modifying some template world. I'm not really sure, but I think it could be interesting to do something like that. So then everybody can go in and potentially run the same thing. They get a unique URL or something. I'm not really sure if I want to host that myself. And you could theoretically stream anything to anyone. However, now that I think about it, there's probably a service like this already that isn't AWS and doesn't cost an arm and leg that I could just send the video frames to via RTSP using OBS itself. Because OBS, there is a plugin that like does the stream splitting, the multi-streaming to any arbitrary platform that you want, called OBS RTSP plugin. I think it's called this. RTSP multicast. I think it's called multicast. What's that thing? Plugin multi-stream. It was like a multi-stream. I think it was this one. Yes, it was Sorayuki. But theoretically, you can run this. It's going to use your exact same encoder from OBS. So at least on my side, it's easy. And you can just specify a custom RTSP target. An RTMP server, not RTSP. RTSP is something else. But you can do it over RTMP. And we could find a service that supports it. For instance, what is VRC-CDN? But basically, this is what I want to program for today. So that next time we can do programming in a VR space. I also need to fix this, by the way, because if I click this, it doesn't end this, and it really should. It also doesn't actually stop the capture, nor does it reset the video, so it stops showing something. I need to fix these buttons, but that's okay. I'll fix it later, afterwards. But this is running. What is VRC-CDN? It's a low latency streaming CDN. Holy shit. I think this is the answer. Wait, streaming CDN, GeoBounds, enjoy low latency streaming, protocol support, Arena's media service stack gives us wide protocol support, so we can watch it any device it is, built to last. The people running the show is Jazzy Senpai Klukalele. 24-hour music, lead API engineer. Okay, sorry, FAQ. What services do you offer? A low latency streaming, but they also offer things like that. How do you use this? Also, this is a fascinating map to see, and it's the first time I've ever really seen this. Because usually when you see a map like this that shows all the locations of servers that they have, it's usually there's usually pins everywhere. But because it's like a smaller operation, there's very little here. So it's sort of fascinating to sort of see that there's nothing currently in the way of like a series of servers that they have available for you to send data to. So yeah, does today make sense on what we're going to make? It's gonna be a long stream. I have about 4 hours to do something like this. So we're just gonna go as fast as we can to see how it works. Hey, we're gonna be here to help you get started. Okay, here's all the things you can document to help you start streaming. Also, actually, sorry, give me a moment. I do need to turn on the heat. It's freezing cold. All right, heat's picking up slowly. Hackermans. I wish I was a Hackermans. Like even the idea of like this like streaming thing. Again, it's so good that browser APIs are slowly catching up because you now have MDN Stream Capture API. You now have like this whole API. It's still in the making. It's not fully supported. You can see here. Even in Firefox, you don't have all the features, but at least in terms of like a video capture, you have it. There's no audio capture in Firefox. Firefox is usually the last one now compared to Safari. Although Safari is weird. It's like at first they were the last one, and now it feels like Firefox is the last in a lot of things too. But Safari's actually gotten kind of faster for a bit, and then they stopped. Like for a long time, they didn't have the I forget the name of it now. The app manifest feature where you get to put like websites onto your desktop, and then you can like, if you code it correctly, you can use like local storage stuff for like an offline experience. They didn't have that for a long time, and then they started accelerating development, and then they stopped. So it's sort of weird, but for the most part, you can use it to just capture. I'm not a Hackermans. And really, it's sort of interesting in that I wouldn't even want to be, because the alternative is you do it yourself. And as far as I know, it's a little bit complicated because it's either you do it through, say, NVIDIA drivers and you call whatever SDK is on there. Maybe Windows exposes something on the SDK itself, but not really sure. But yeah, we could do something like that. What? No Tor? No Tor. No VPN. No hops, no sunglasses, regular membrane keyboard, ergonomic mouse, and 720p monitor from the 90s to save money. One monitor only. Also, no graphics card, integrated graphics. So yeah, even if I wanted to, I still wouldn't even want to be like a Hackerman because way too complicated, and I couldn't really figure it out myself. And either way, I would have just used like the capabilities in OBS and just used something like the multi RTMP plugin to send it somewhere. So savage. It was funny. I had that conversation actually with a coworker a while back. And he was like, "You guys have more than one monitor? I feel like I'm fine." And mind you, he's a senior backend. He was really good. He's really good at what he like does. But he was like, "Yeah, like he felt like more monitors was just a waste." And for him, it was so much easier to stay on one monitor to like focus. And I'm like, man, yeah, that's crazy. Because at least for me, it's like with one monitor, especially to read documentation, like I hate doing this. Oh yeah, okay, do this. And it's like, okay, I guess I gotta go and then you do this. You know what I mean? Like this is annoying. So at least for me, at least two monitors, so you just don't have to do this. But for him, it was like, yep, just one monitor. You do everything there. You just alt tab and you're good. Or you do like he specifically used a lot of the like snapping thing. Yeah, like you can snap windows, but it's like it's not a space. You know what I mean? Though if I had an ultra wide, that could change in my mind because an ultra wide, you have so much space that you could snap two full-size windows side by side, and I do want to get to that point, but at least for now, it's sort of like snapping it makes it way too small. It's like playing Final Fantasy 11, and you make it like the like TikTok view, right? So you cringe when you hit membrane keyboard. No split keyboard, one membrane keyboard, or not even a PS2 optical mouse with a ball. We're going all the way back. I am not going crazy with it. I'm not a Hackermans. I'm going for the least amount of effort for the most amount of bang for my buck. But that's the goal for today. We're trying to do something so that I can stream bits of my desktop. So I can stream a capture of my desktop into VR chat such that everyone can see it, and then we can do this like co-working stupid idea that I have where it's like, can I even program in the presence of distractions that are now talking to me, not just typing to me? Because I think at least if you're talking to me, it's easier to manage. And also just to like figure out, can you even Like, is it even like a fun thing to do to co-work within a VR space? Because like in theory, it sounds cool to me, and I really do enjoy it at least a little bit when I'm doing it myself on like a very basic VR space. But like, how much better does it get, or how much worse does it get in a game like VR Chat, where the environments look very nice, right? With all these beautiful bits of lighting and all these beautiful bits of like scenes, and just being able to like work anywhere doesn't actually work, right? You have a trackball mouse and a mechanical keyboard and one monitor. Wait, do you actually have a trackball? No. I really want to go back to the trackball mouse because I don't know why, but I miss the feeling of scrubbing that like the crust. Like it used to build up like a crust, and you could scrub it off, and then you could eat it, and it was like really nice. Whereas like nowadays, normal mice don't have the crust anymore, and it's like you don't have a snack. Because at least like it's like a double whammy of like the ball collects your dead skin cells, and then you can eat it when you're done your work. At the end of the day, it's like a nice treat. Nowadays, your laser mouse. Oh, what are you gonna eat? Like dust attached to the front of the laser. It's like two pieces of dust. There's no salty crust. You'll ASMR into my ear. Exactly. Like that's what I want to like try. Is to have that level of interaction. I'm talking about the ball in the bottom. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It used to have like crust, and we just eat it. It was nice. So yeah, not about all clear on the goals I'm trying to do here. Yum. Sorry, I have to fix my thing. Now that we have a clear idea of what I'm working on, at least for today, we're gonna see if this works, and we're gonna see actually how to make how to actually construct a video stream that's playing all the time. Because I only know the theory, but I don't know the execution of it. AKA, I don't know how to translate that theory into actual code. So we'll see how it goes. No, you have a regular trackball. Oh, like the ThinkPads, like the ThinkPad ones. Yeah, yeah. Actually, that one's even better. I've been meaning, and I don't know how to say this. I want a keyboard that has a trackpad, but it's split keyboard. Like imagine a split keyboard, but a trackpad on the one keyboard, just like a ThinkPad. Then you never have to use your mouse. You never have to raise your hand. You just use your thumb. And I think that'd be amazing. But I haven't been able to find one, and maybe we just make one someday in the future. Now, what is our host going to be like? So as you see, I already have the screen capture. It's easy. It's a built-in API. You just call this, and it's good to go. The code's very simple, and the code is messy, so bear with me. And I know the structure is kind of weird. I'm using TypeScript, but I was like, let's just do it just to make it work. So you have all this, you just call the capture, and really the browser does everything. Like it does everything from getting the devices, choosing which one you want, and then you just get the media stream object, which you can set directly to the video elements on your page, or you can even use you can even use the stream directly and then save it somewhere. Also, actually, I know why this doesn't break. I need to do stream equals. I know why this doesn't stop. It's because I need to do it's current capture stream equals this. I know this is stupid, but this is how I did this, and it's already too late for me to fix it. But really, I should have fixed it. But oh well. So this and then equals current capture stream. There we go. There we go. Now I can actually get it to like stop doing its thing. I also need to fix my PowerShell execute thing. Sorry, a guy made a one-handed keyboard with a trackball. That sounds sick. Sorry, you're distracting me. I'm at work, and you're distracting. Holy shit, this thing looks sick. Wow. Wait, what? It's a one-handed keyboard. You're a distraction. Wait a minute. I love this channel. I love HTX Studio. That's such a good channel. They're both their English and the Chinese channel extremely good. Okay, their Chinese channel I think is more up to date, but like everything is really good. I'm actually surprised that they updated their English channel, because like I felt like it was kind of like just dead for a while. But the Chinese channel is like they do things constantly, and it's really really cool what they do too. But I can already tell that they don't have everything. But yeah, it's a really, really cool channel, and they work on some really cool stuff. A girl lost her arm and asked them to help. That's the thing too, is like they build a lot of really cool stuff. They have a huge team behind them, but they also make things that are both fun, but also sometimes like genuinely useful like this. That's actually nice. Cool. And now I see why it's one-handed too, because she literally has one arm. But I could see this concept being adapted to like a two-handed split keyboard, and I could see it working very well with the trackball. But that's a very cool system. I didn't know that they were back to making English videos. It's been a while since I've watched their English channel. But that's cool. You know what? Thank you. I'm gonna keep that in mind as a thing that I can work on. So we have the screen capture. This works. We now need to find the host for the video stream. Okay. I don't really know what to do about the host for the video stream because it's either we run our own server, which I do have right here. I just decided to spin up something just to try it out with an Axon to see if it works, and it seems to work well just to serve it locally. And then we could theoretically just like run this somewhere and turn it into like a WebSocket server and send the streams over. And it's fairly straightforward within Rust because there's even like a WebSocket library for it. It's very straightforward to do, and you just send like the video frames over from the stream, theoretically, at least that, as far as I understand the like, concept, and then we just have to construct that like constantly running video stream somehow, and that should work. Or we use somebody else's server like VRCDN to host it for us because it seems to have low latency streaming. Does have commercial tools and services. How do I sign up? First, join our Patreon. What? Huh? Creating VR-focused CDN. A scheduled maintenance. We're scheduling maintenance for 1 hour. Deploy a fix for issues of streaming but have audio bitrate set above. Okay, so this is literally for even streaming anything. So you have to go here. You have to get their Patreon, and then you get to go into the API, which will then allow you to do things like, I'm assuming, like, set up the video feed or something. Live docs. Swagger UI. There's a health. There's a stream. Viewer/stream name. Stream name? I'm assuming that's like a static thing that you set up once for your account. Maybe. I don't know. Viewer region, instant viewers, region status. Cool. Is that it? All server related endpoints. All stream related endpoints. This doesn't really tell me anything about how to use it. I feel like I'm missing something here. I feel like I'm missing the ability to even like send something over as a stream. Here we go. Network rules. Here we go. There are some keyboard layouts adapted for single hand use there, but I guess you guess the bend they have on it also makes it more ergonomic. Oh, the one inside the video, I couldn't tell if it was bent or like straight, but yeah. I'm actually curious to see how the whole side of the world works because it's like I've only recently been made aware of the idea of like using. Well, I mean, I know about a lot of various types of technologies, but there's still so many of them out there that I don't know about, and sort of keeping in mind to like how to make controls that allow people to use these tools all the same. Sort of interesting to think about from an accessibility perspective. Oh, it's like crush shape. Oh, that's what you mean. Right. Yeah. Like the trackball idea being all in one. Yes. I mean that's the thing that's like I feel like is still missing from most keyboards, where it's like it's weird how like only laptop keyboards have that trackball thing. Like at least in my cursory research, I couldn't find anything that's like, you know, a separate keyboard with a trackball on it that was very useful. Whereas like, you know, most of them are like missing some portion of it. You have to click elsewhere, like do something. You know, that's like right now this is like it's like a whole separate layer for like my like mouse control. Having it all in one would be nice because then you don't have to ever move your hand. But oh well. Laptops have the worst. You hate the nub and the pad. I hate the pad the most. The nub I'm like generally okay with, but yeah, it's like if I had to, I would rather have the ball 100% of the way. Yeah, it's like the nub is like a worse of a ball. Yeah, it's also convenient for one hand. Yeah. The pad feeling gets you. Yes, you can't set the feeling. Yes, it's that weird, almost like fake paper feeling, but it's also not really fake paper. It's just a weird, almost like it feels kind of like a rough, unfinished surface. But also, like, it's the mushiness of the clicking. I don't know, but, like, back when I used to work back when my boss gave me his old MacBook, and I had to, like, use that to work with, that's the one thing that I noticed, was that while it was convenient to keep my hand on the keyboard, it was it's impossible to move at the same speeds, almost, as, like, a nub, let alone what I've tried with, like, a trackball setup that's, like, a separate trackball thing, because I'm like, something about it. It's like the mapping between your hand and like the way you press down on it to like click things also felt very weird. And I especially hated. What's funny is that I found the MacBook trackpad since 2015 to be very good because I've used laptops before with the separate pressing buttons, and I hated those ones the most because those buttons would always feel like shit to use. And so it's like it was always very painful to try and make it work. So yeah, it's sort of interesting to see that like I'm not the only one who's like felt like it was bad, but it's also fascinating to see that it seems like you have to go for these very niche options to get something better. I guess it makes sense because like most people use mouse and the keyboard, so so it seems like we can use this though. Sorry, just to get back to the thing, I think we can actually use this because look, streaming a bitrate higher than 6,000 kilobits a second, they allow a wiggle room in this figure. We do have the ability in OBS to set the streaming rate. Only stream content that you own have a lead. You're right. Don't stream illegal. Double check with the receiving provider before restreaming to them from VRCDN. Do not abuse a streaming network. We could use this. I just can't really tell what their other terms are, but it seems like for what I'm trying to do, the idea of taking what I have on my desktop, sending the capture over to allow me to stream into VR chat to try this like co-working idea, it could work. I just don't know how then you do this. So you have to reactivate, but you have to go onto Patreon to get it, which is fine. But you have to go to the control panel, log in, get this, send it over. We can use, maybe we can even use the RTMP thing, or maybe I just RTMP to Twitch. I'm not really sure, but we could do this live. Here we go, getting started. To use it, you must first become a patron with at least a VRCDN 40 pledge tier. Wait, 40? What's a 40 pledge tier? How much would this cost me? Membership, gift membership. I really wish I could see the memberships. Why don't you show me the things? Wait, it only costs you $4? Wow, that's a very cheap. Oh, to 40 concurrent viewers. Oh, they're literally building a streaming platform. I thought it was like, oh, they actually even have like a live chat. Okay, I thought this was just a media CDN. So it's like, I thought it was just a video stream sans the other stuff that like Twitch does, let's say, or like that say YouTube does, or that Vimeo does. You just have like a live feed of a video. I thought it was similar to the AWS service, which is technically also like the Twitch service. It was like the video live stream service. I thought it was like this. I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, this thing. I mean, kind of this thing. Maybe. I thought it was something like this, where you just have the live streaming and then you just hook that up and then you build the stuff around it. It's actually a fully featured system that also has VODs and a chat system. That's interesting. I see why this is. I mean, then it feels kind of. I mean, either way, it'd be expensive to run. Like, it's like a VPS costs $5 a month, anyways. So $4 Canadian a month to get this and all this extra stuff that I won't ever use, but at least it's hosted by someone else. That's pretty good. What are the policies though? Can I even use this? Would they allow me to do what I'm doing? Policy. Sure. Service terms and conditions. Who are we? These are terms that apply. They're available in English only. Consumer and individual explains how you can become legally bound. Okay, yep. With the consumer legal right to cancel, to cool off, change the terms, your right to use the service. What can you behavior when using our service? This is one. You agreed not to do the following: break the law, infringe on the rights, send, store, or display link to unlawful infringing or other inappropriate content. I guess if you're a really good programmer, you would hate to see me program. Like, it would be mentally taxing for you to see me, so it could fall under this, but I'm going to assume that it's not the case. Victimize or harass other people. Is it victimization and harassment of myself if I want to program in a co-working space in VR chat where people can whisper shitty ASMR in my ears? Because like, this is what it's going to feel like. It's like, theoretically, it is like you torturing me, chat, right? So it's like, I don't know, like Imi Bisu ASMR Gunner girlfriend. I don't know, here we go. Gunner girlfriend, yeah, so like, imagine this is like it's me suffering this. So it'd be me suffering this trying to program. Is that harassment of myself? I guess it'd be okay. Use offensive, abusive, discriminatory, or other inappropriate language or images. That's the one thing that I think should be okay, because if I do this correctly, I wouldn't be transferring sound to the stream. It'd be a soundless stream. It would only be of my screen capture. So I shouldn't run into an issue with this inappropriate language or images, but that really depends on how I do it and sort of what even I show. It's really on to me. And so I shouldn't be able to, say, have someone in VR chat cause that as an issue. If anything, I'd run into issues on the Twitch side because they'd be there. Because they would actually be there within the actual VR chat world. Ooh, ooh. Deceive or mislead anyone. Send, store a link that contains someone else's personal information unless the person is 18 years or over. Yep, yep. Use a service to help you compete with us or to infringe our rights. I wouldn't be doing that, I don't think. Though this one's interesting. This is the only one where I'm like, maybe this would be. I guess this one might be the only one that's a little bit confusing because it's like, use a service to help you compete with us or infringe on our rights. Because the thing is that I wouldn't link you directly to that website. I wouldn't link you directly to that website. You could, it would just be within the world, and then your local client would load that URL because the URL is shared on the video player itself. It's shared on the video player. So when you load it in on the video player, each one would be a viewer. Would you be competing if I'm streaming, if I'm then restreaming that stream on Twitch in order to do the co-working feel? I don't really know. I had to email them to ask them about this. That's like the only thing is like, because this is really meant to feed into their like a VR chat world to like try to almost do like a co-working thing. It would be kind of weird. Where it's like, I'm technically streaming it to Twitch. I'm not really using their service, but it is using their service because each and every single client that loads it up would be a viewer, including myself. But it also depends on how I load it in. I don't even know if it's possible to load in just the video feed with no chat. Disrupt our service. I guess, I mean, I'm not large enough to like spam it, no. Interfere with or damage. I wouldn't do that. Intercept or modify. I wonder if this would count as intercepting or modification. I don't think it would. It's just a video file. It just loads it in. It's fine. Impose an unreasonable load. This shouldn't happen. Actually, maybe this could happen. If I get the VRC 40 and it's up to 40 chat members, chat viewers, what is it? So 40 concurrent viewers. How do I actually see a VR CDN stream? Is there a way for me to see a VR CDN stream to like see an example of what this looks like? Because then I could see it and figure out, okay, like what is this really? And because we also have to test it to see if it even works the way that I think it does, which is you have to just go to a video player, load the link, and it shows the video feed on it. Paying us. Yeah, I already know about how to pay you. Attempt to encourage or assist any of the above. It should be okay. This should be okay. I'll just ask him about it. But this also implies that this is the right solution. Because how do you get a video feed inside of it? How do you actually like? How does it work? I guess I just pay for it and check, huh? How do you actually like use it? Sorry, just give me a second. Well, I have to hide my screen for a second. I'm gonna enter my credit card details. And let's see how this works. Account. I just want to see how this thing works. Sign up now or sign in with Patreon. I guess I'll just sign in now. I'll just make an account now and maybe it can tell me more about what it does. Yeah, I am hoping that this idea works because the alternative and the solution that already exists actually. So the solution that already exists is that you simply look at my stream to see what I'm working on. But the thing that I want to have is that immersion of you seeing my working stream in the space as well. Because then I think it'd be more fun for the people who do show up. Because then it's like, you see what I'm working on inside the game itself. Versus having to go to my separate live stream to do so, which would be frustrating, right? So I'm hoping that this works. That way, when we actually do this idea, it would actually be interesting and more fun than, you know, just having to go to my stream. Because like, if you just go to my stream, then what's the point of even showing up inside the world to play along with, right? So one-time password. Sorry, give me a second. I'm doing OTP stuff just to make sure that you know, is secure. And I hope that this works, but I'm not really sure if it will work. So let's see. Set the backup codes. You can't see anything. Good. Password. OTP backup codes. There we go. There's no back button on the sign up. That's very nice. So I'll just go back to here. I had to manually change the okay. My profile. My grants? What the hell is a grant? Below is a list of applications you have given access to, the names of resources they have access to. Oh, for like OAuth. I see. So they have an OAuth thing going on as well. My external logins would be the Patreon. Okay, so I guess until you have anything, there's not really much on the account management page. It's literally just your account. That's it. Okay, so you have to do the Patreon thing. But let's see. You can land on the homepage when you first log in. You must first become a patron, gain access to a control panel, which is when you get access to it. Right now, I don't have it. Error, you have logged in using a valid, but you don't have yet linked your thing. Right, okay. But this is what it looks like. You then have a stream key and a server, and it does have RTMP, so I could actually use the multi-stream. The problem, no, that would be good because I'd be streaming my no, but that's the thing. Maybe it wouldn't work. How does this work? Shut up. There's two streams going on concurrently. There's one which is like the main stream, which is like this is the stream that you're seeing right now, okay? This stream would be seeing VR chat as well as the programming stuff at the same time. That's fine, except the problem is that because you'd be seeing both, if I use something like the multi-RTMP, it would just send the existing feed over into a different server. I would have to run a new instance of OBS to do the streaming separately of my desktop for the programming stuff only. That's not that bad, but it is a little annoying because then I have to do the source thing. But I have a solution for the source problem of like which source is currently active. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it after, but it is something to think about. But in doing so, then I could just have two instances of OBS: one to stream the game and what we're doing, and the other to just stream the app, like the things I'm using to program. Okay, that's not that bad. For VR chat streaming, what? What do you mean for VR chat streaming? Please set your RTSP URL for desktop. Wait, what? Is there a specific thing that VR chat does for streaming? VR chat streaming, RT, the third link. Why is it that the first link is twitch.tv, okay? The after that, the AI stuff, AI stuff. Second link is Kick. What? Sorry, who is on Kick watching this? Who is stream? Oh my god! I can't show you that. VR chat streaming RTSP. What exactly is this? Why does it have a specific RTSP URL? RTSP URL for desktop users or MPEG TS for Quest users. What? Need help streaming into VRC. So is there already a way to stream directly into VRC? Huh. My friend with a lab rat of me have made a guide. Simple. Get a free streaming program. Open Twitch. Get streaming code. Put the streaming code on. What? Go on VR chat. The streaming program. Open. Start stream. Go to the large menu panel. Hit the camera button. Select stream camera. Done. $5. My ass. What? If they're gonna get the server, we send the stream to and put a link to put in the also do what? Okay, this seems bad. What about this? Media MTX. You have a Media MTX server running a video on the computer. OBS make the stream itself. Okay, Media MTX receives it without any problems. I tested the stream using VLC and it works. VLC? What the fuck do you mean? The problem comes when I go into the VRC chat, VR chat media player, Popping Palace or whatever. Try to use the same address. Oh, also, the reason why I need to find like a host for this stuff. Sorry, I forgot to mention. It's because I don't want to locally host it because then everyone who's connecting to the world has my I could just get my IP address and I don't want to have to deal with that, and I don't really want to have the extra burden of like running like another VPN or something on top of that. I just rather just like send it over and it's secure. BNJ server receives the VR chat connection but destroyed it for some reason. Okay, this is not the thing that I'm thinking about too. What exactly is the RTSP thing? Need help streaming into VRC? Sorry for having OBS on my PC. The URL. What the hell is Topaz Chat? What? Topaz Chat. Oh, I was looking at this. Sorry. This is another solution, which is in Japanese, so I can't really read it. But apparently the solution is just provided by some random person, and they just let you like stream things over, and you can just send it into the game itself, and just host it as an online feed. But I didn't want to use this because I wasn't really sure. High quality sound and video distribution is used for play from world sound with high sound quality. Display video jockeying gameplay screen on the world installed monitor, aka the actual video player itself. Sound quality 32 kilobits less than 1 second in Tokyo. The video can live up to 2 megabits per second. That's a lot. Video distribution function is experimental. It's experimental, and I don't even know how to use this. So this is a whole different thing that's also not the same thing. Okay. What is the RTSP thing that you had to set? What? For VR chat streaming... Oh, as in literally, sorry, I get what it means now. As in literally use this URL when you load it in the video player in the game. I'm so stupid. Sorry, that makes sense. So it's like depending on the user that goes into your world, you would use these specific URLs to load the correct thing. And I guess if you're like a world creator and you're running like a DJ thing, you would just do the detection, because I think you can detect whether they're on Quest or something, but I'm not really sure. Don't quote me on that. I swear I remember reading about that in the docs. And then you would just then load the correct URL into the video. Like, okay, so sorry, that's what it means. Yeah, home-based encoding, go inside, use advanced mode, GPU, yeah, use GPU encoding, yeah. 3500. I'm currently at 6,000, so I do need to lower it for this, but that's fine. We'll have a separate OBS running to do it. This may be a lot, but that's okay. Oh, actually, a separate OBS. I should probably set up. Wait, what? Private streams are similar to your main live stream, but URL can be randomized for a stream. The steps for broadcasting and reviewing private stream is the same as it was. So there's also a private stream. Okay, guest streams. What? Guest streams are extremely useful. Those who run events that require multiple broadcasters or live DJs allow you to create extra stream keys that forward to your main live stream URL. To create a group key, first go to the guest tab and see the live website. I see. This is if multiple people want to stream on it too. Relay private streams. You have an alternative solution. Switch to Linux. Run Vim through Xorg. Develop an Xorg server for VRChat, and use the Xorg remote app protocol. No video stream transfer needed. Develop an Xorg server for VRChat. Use the Xorg remote app protocol. No video stream transfer needed. Your problem is that you believe that VRChat is even equipped to handle that. I mean, I was thinking of that too, where it's like maybe you can find some local solutions to do this stuff, but even then, it's still the same problems, right? Of like, how do I get the video feed to go to somebody else without exposing who I am? And VRChat has to support it natively because the scripting language is a very locked down scripting language called Udon. Sharp, but also it's just Udon under the hood, which is its like own thing. So it's like either way, stuff like that would work. But also, you think I want to use Linux, huh? I don't know. Like it's. This is getting complicated though. I do agree it's getting complicated, but also it's not that complicated and it should be okay. But it's similar in scope to having a separate Twitch channel that I then stream simultaneously to, which is kind of interesting in that I would have to do something like that to have the thing show up. Wait, why don't I just use a second Twitch? Are you allowed to like have two Twitch streams running? Twitch. 2 streams at the same time? Is that allowed? Welcome to multi-Twitch. No? Can you stream to 2 different channels at the same time? Twitch? Is that even allowed? Because that's both the free option and it's already set up outside the box. Then I don't need to deal with anything involving stream capture. I just turn on OBS and it's good. And actually, even with this solution, I don't even need OBS. I don't even need this thing. I don't even need my like local server. I just have another instance of OBS running. So maybe there's nothing to develop and it's just a matter of getting this and then making the world. VRCD and stream ingest.
What's this? Where is this? You're gonna do stream ingest. Sometimes an ISP or route we have difficulty connecting to your nearest VRCDN server.
Okay, Toronto, Ontario. Hey, Toronto, Canada. Nice.
DJ to VJ set up. We're gonna do DJ to VJ other parts of the stream pipeline. This is recommend using your private key holds a relay. When user create a low latency link between the DJ, VJ, LD, or other parts of a stream pipeline. Relay uses standard streaming tools. Additionally, their servers to reliably receive the stream from the sender. This is installed available.
Yeah. This is probably the best solution. Okay, you know what? Then we don't need to program this. Perfect. So then I don't need to program shit. Wait, that is great. I could use this. They're already mostly set up and they already encoded in the way that you need to stream it inside VRChat. We just pay for this. Because either way, a VPS from like Hetzner is already $5 a month. And sure, like a VPS, you can do more on it. But like, I don't want to do more. I'm lazy. Like, what's like the cheapest one from Hetzner? See, like $4. It's $4 a month, and this is cost optimized too. So it's like versus like regular performance, it's like €649. It's cheaper to do this. Do 2 instances of OBS. 1 instance to do the main stream, which is everything including VRChat. Second instance with just the windows that I have for the streaming thing. And then we send it over. So then I don't need to do this. I don't need to encode this to send it over to a server. I mean, I still could. Like, I could do this manually, but I'd rather just do it through OBS and do it that way. Do I need that heavy a solution? I mean, I guess it wouldn't even be the bad, but I guess it's like the only concern then is how taxing would that be on my computer? Because it's already taxed if we do. Because it's like because the problem is that I'll be streaming a VR game at the same time as I'm streaming to a different website, specifically these specific applications, and then I'm running two encoding processes at the same time. I use processes, that term loosely here. Two OBS instances that are both encoding something while also playing a game in VR. That actually might be too much. In which case, maybe this is a hardware problem then, because software can't solve the problem of power, right? It's a bit like what's that Jurassic Park quote? You scientists thought you could, but you never thought that you should. Similar idea, but specifically about software can't solve everything. I think I just need to commandeer my brother's old PC and turn it into a streaming PC. Because that piece of shit is like full of viruses, but if I clean it, it should work. It should be okay. It should be okay. But how would I do it? I don't know. Either way, I mean, that's one programming problem solved. Cool. Perfect. It's a good thing that we went to the documentation and we saw our viewers see the end. Chat. All right, cool. That's one thing programmed. I just need to pay money for it. That's nice. All right. It's not bad. I can gift a membership to myself. 1,000 viewers cost $100. But I really want to see like a VR CDN stream. What is VR CDN live stream? Is there a list of streams I can see? Because I'm so curious to see a live stream that's currently being done with it. Because that's the thing that I'm really missing is like context on how this thing even works in the first place and what it even looks like when you do load it in. And just to see how this thing works. atlaq.com? What the hell is this? ATLAQ domain name generator. What? It feels like a fake website. Is there a VR CDN live stream happening right now? I guess they don't even index these because, you know, I guess they don't want the load. But yeah, all right. I guess the solution is simple then. So at least for the VR chat stuff, we can actually very easily do the VR chat programming streams. So now we just need to find a world, right? Because again, chat, I want you to be here with me, and I want you to constantly whisper in my ear as I'm trying to work. Like imagine I'm sitting over here, and I'm trying to program something in VR, and you're just and you're walking around beside me, right? I just want to see if the concept works as a whole, just to see how well it is. We just need to find a good office world, I guess. What's like a good co-working, like office? I don't know. Holy shit, there's actually co-working. Look. Virtual co-working house. Huh. Keep private things private. It's loading. Very slowly. Sorry, it's very slow. But this is good. I was worried that we had to figure out how to stream it over and actually construct the video stream, but thankfully, there's no need to. We can just, see, something like this, chat. Something like this. We just need a world that doesn't have a placeholder. We just need a world where there's just a bunch of video players so that everyone can sit with their own shit. And then everybody's responsible for their own stream. So I have my own stream. If you want your own stream in here too, it's up to you to get your own stream. Though I guess it would be funny if people start streaming me. The fuck is this? Stop that. Shibuya Scramble Cross Live Camera. Wait, what? Video loading failed. What? What? A happy song. BGM. Japan News. 24 hours. Huh. Alright, well, I mean, the concept is sound. Okay, so that's not that bad. I just have to pay money for it to get it to work, and I just need to figure out how to actually do it in such a way that won't blow up my system. So actually, this is all solved. So I no longer even need the server. This whole thing is useless. I did this last night, and I was like, I have to think about this because I made this thing last night, and I was like, surely this is going to be useful in some way, but no, it's fucking useless. There's actually no point to any of this. This whole thing is useless. Then this temporary thing to stream it over. All right. Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense for that. The co-working thing. I mean, the co-working thing is just here. I'll just write this down for now. Co-working. Oops. Not that. Do this. To dos. There we go. Go over here. Over here. There we go. Co-working. VR chat. Or desktop. Or stream for shitty co-working. For shitty co-working idea. This is. I mean, this is basically done. Desktop streaming into VR chat video player such that we can do programming streams that people can see what I'm working on in VR chat while they also whisper. What do you want to do again? Whisper ASMR into my ears to emulate the feeling of a co-working space. Wait, okay, has anybody ever been to a co-working space? How does it work? Do people talk in co-working spaces, or is it like meant to be quiet? What's like a co-working etiquette? Day in the life co-working. What is this? Why is she in a bikini? Why is she doing the ahegao? What is this? Why is my feed like this? Why is my feed like this? Why is she in a bikini? Why is she doing ahegao? It's just do they talk to people? I just want to see if they talk to people. And I want to see if it's like this is it. Now this is a video 7 years ago, just like absolute like ass. Officio, Boston, 7 years ago. Wow. What's crazy? It sounds like such a long time ago, but that's only 2018. Okay, it seems like they do talk together. So you can choose to be alone. Some people do talk together though. So actually, I'm not remiss to do this. Because look, they're having a meeting on the sofas. It's not a bad idea to do this, and I think it would be funny. And also, I'm actually curious as a social experiment, because like, imagine, because the thing is, right? If you're trying to break me and I'm trying to like stay focused, what if at some point you yourself get focused? Like, because like realistically, at some point, what if somebody actually like takes it seriously and then they start working in the space too? Like, we might actually end up doing something very genuinely stupid here. It might actually be genuinely interestingly stupid. I guess the only thing is that like unless you pay for your own stream and you set up yourself too, I wouldn't be able to see what you do, but that's fine. I could like hear you doing your stuff, like tapping on your keyboard or something. But it could work. And actually, it'd probably be close in execution to the idea of a hackerspace, which I only found out recently. These things still exist. There's a oh god. There's a hackerspace wiki that also is running the Anubis. This Anubis thing, the Anubis, like the site protecting thing, everything uses it. But these things still exist. You can actually go and still find a hackerspace around where you live. My city has quite a few. I've been meaning to go join one, but probably not. But yeah, like it could be something like this even. Just like sit there. I don't know, like day in the life. A day in the life of a hackerspace manager. What? Go my code Nigeria. But this is weird. Oh, this is like it's almost like a documentary almost. Okay, how about we see like another inside of Brooklyn? Oh, here we go. So less documentary, more on the street. This is also a documentary. Can I get like a full day at a hackerspace just to see what happens? Of course, Strange Parts has a video on it. Of course. Oh man. Okay. I think the concept is sound. We have a solution for it. I just need to get VRC the end. No need to program anything. Rip my like 3 hours from last night trying to figure out how video streaming, how constructing a video stream, how constructing a video stream even works. Just use VR CDN and pay for it and run second instance of OBS to stream into it. Just stream into it from a second OBS instance to do just figure out the hardware portion because my PC will explode running VR chat and 2 encoders at the same time. Okay, cool. We can work on the visualizer only. I actually have a bunch of things for the visualizer now. And the visualizer, I've actually decided to expand the scope into even just stream scenes. So now we're changing topic again. The thing that we were working on before, which was the visualizer, I think it was like dev. Oops. Save games? What the fuck is save games? This bad boy over here. Actually, probably clear all of this. Is there a faster way to clear all buffers? Is there like a fast way to clear every single buffer that I don't need? Because these are all from the old one. There we go. I'll figure it out. This thing, which I was going to use Godot to do a stream video, like a visualizer thing, I realized it could be better to do as like any stream scene that I need. Because I often go BRB, and there's nothing for you to really do except to sit in silence, right? It'd be nice to have even like, I guess like the term are video bumps, or like bumpers. Video bumpers. Or like a video bumper. Is it like a Wikipedia? Here we go. Well, you get like a small little, almost like a placeholder video, like a very, very small one. It's sort of like the adult stream stuff. Sorry, not adult stream. Adult Swim bumpers. They used to have like a bunch of these where they'd have like a bumper and they talk to you about stuff from like, these are the old ones from 2005 and stuff. Because one thing that I did realize is that if let's say you do subscribe and then I do go BRB, it makes sense to run an ad. But if you're subscribed, you also lose out because you don't get to see anything. So then I realized, I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to be there to entertain you when I'm BRB because I can't, because I'm currently not there, right? So if I do something similar to this, where you just have like almost like a BRB's like series of things to watch, I realized it'd be nice to have an automated solution that mostly goes through basically just a set of like pre-recorded, pre-edited fun little things that you might not have ever seen before. Things like the golf club thing at like Mike's Golf Club or something, or like, I don't know, just some weird stuff, right? That we create, and that's sort of like a part of the stream DNA of all these jokes that we've made over the years, right? I realized that the thing that we're making could be extended to that as well. It's not just an audio or like a audio visualizer, but even like a tool for me to like inject more life into it. Because this is the stream as it is now. It's kind of boring. So it's like even outside the music, it's kind of boring. So it's like maybe I could have some cool stuff. Like instead of just the small yum, could also have like a whole visual element to it that's just there at all times, which could work. We just need to figure out a way to do it. And also it gave me like a reason to try out some very small video ideas that I've been meaning to try out. So it's like small little weird concepts that I have in my mind as like a fun thing to like watch. But with the addition of it being possible to react to sound, which could be good. So I'm expanding the scope of it to be that. And then we just need to make this whole thing work. And last time when we worked on this, I think we ended up reaching a point where it was like, the UI was very confusing to manage. We got the actual audio to go through. I still don't really know how an audio visualizer works in terms of like what you need to do with the audio stream. And I don't even know like what scenes I want to do except for the bus scene and the aquarium scene. But it's going to be something like that. But yeah, we now need to figure out this. I guess like, what else is there, really? Like, what else is there to like do for this? Because we have the audio stream going through, right? Was it? I also need to figure out like a better name for everything. But the audio signals going through, I just need to actually like do the thing of like just reacting to the audio signals and even seeing if it works and figuring out what exactly goes into like a visualizer. Like what values do you even check for? And then we just build the scene. And I guess, so what do I do for this for today? I don't want to work on the UI on stream because it sounds awful. Because I want to move it to like a declarative thing, but I don't really know how to do that yet. I had to scope it out. but I also don't really have any assets that we could use to try the audio visualize stuff. But maybe we can. Maybe at the baseline, we could see the audio visualize stuff by seeing it as a spectrogram. Because all you need to do is just this. Norm square, and you like square root this or something. If we take the square root of this, you get the spectrogram. And then maybe we just write it to like, maybe for today, we write it to like a shader, and or we just fill up like a texture with all the values, and then we just see it. We see if this thing works, and then next time I'll have more assets ready to actually do the rest of it. Because I also only have like, now that I'm looking at it, sorry, they've already come home, which means I need to end it soon because I thought I had more time today, but I guess they ended early. I usually would have more time, but whenever my family comes home, the internet starts to die. So maybe we'll just stop soon in 15 minutes. But maybe we'll do that. Yeah. Okay, sure. What was the audio visualize stuff again? How do you actually like do this again? What was it? It was like, what was that one Stack Overflow thing? Again, I don't know how the fuck people even know how to do this in the first place. Stack Overflow. Spectrum. Here we go. Audio spectrum. This is the only thing that I found that even comes close to the idea of telling me what to do. Calculate the magnitude using square root of this. Of the first n divided by 2, what? Calculate the magnitude of the first n divided by 2 FFT output bins. Plot n divided by 2, plot the logarithm magnitude values. We'll figure it out. But I think what we do, just to see if it even works in the first place, and also just to reorient myself, is we need to actually like visualize this. So this is the thing that's going to be called when you have this, when you get the data of when you get the data involving all the audio data that's in it, you get the power spectrum, you get the magnitudes. And I guess we just write to a texture just to see if this thing even works in the first place. And oh boy, thank goodness I don't have to do the VR chat thing, because that was already a lot and I wasn't really sure what to like do. But then how do we do this? How do you actually like write to a texture in Godot? What? A texture 2D based on an image. What? For the image to display, the image texture has to be created from it using the create from image method. What? Image load from file. Image. Native image data type contains image data which can be converted to an image texture and provides commonly used image processing methods. Maximum height for width and height, or from the max width to max height. All right, okay, sir. How do you actually make one? And how do you modify one? How do you modify an existing image? How do you like write to it? Blit rectangle. Here we go. Copy source rect from source image. That's not what I need. No. I don't have a source image. Load, set pixel. Oh, set data. What? Overwrites data of an existing image. Non-static equivalent of create from data. Creates a new image of the given size and format. Fills the image with the given raw data. What's the raw data? A packed array of bytes. Yeah, but what? Bytes of what? Wait, what? Uh-oh. What? Wait, so Godot GitHub. How do I know what's like the format of the like, how do I even know what this is? Oops, not Copilot. Create from data. Oh, look at that. Create from data. Image initialize data. P height, P width, format, P data. P data. Which is this. Which is a vector of uint 8t's. Alright. So a vector of 8-bit values. What? Wait, what? It's a vector of 8-bit values. So what? P data. Sorry, I just need to check this. Is there a way to like? How do you actually like? Okay, go here. How do you actually like? Is there an easier way to do like the highlighting besides doing this? P data. Where were we? Oh my god, I hate looking at code on this platform. How do you actually like construct an image or modify an image, and what exactly is this data value? Because it's like maybe I just do the raw, like, because I have the data anyways. It seems like the only other alternative to updating a texture is the set per pixel, which I don't really know if I want to do. Set the color of pixel at 0.2 color, point vector 2i, same as set pixel, but with a vector 2i. It's like, I don't want to have to construct this image per pixel, nor do I want to do it in a shader. I just want to do it quickly, just to see how this thing works. Maybe it would be easier in the shader. No, but that'd be stupid, because I was like, no, that wouldn't make any sense. had to then calculate like a screen space thing. Sorry, I think my dog wants to go. Sorry, or like the family dog. I think she wants to go for like a walk, but that's my brother's thing. If unlikely p data the size not equals size, yeah, data equals p data. Huh? Data equals p. What the hell is data? Wait, maybe it's further up here. What exactly is this? What is exactly the data that it is? You set the data and it's there. Mem copy p data, put pixel b, put pixel a. You know what? Set pixel. There we go. Set pixel. px, py, un32, ofs equals this. Set color ac, ofs. What the fuck? So you set this pointer w, data.pointer w. What's the pointer w? You set it to this thing. It's py times the width plus the px. And you set it to that color. Okay, and the p, what's the pointer wide? Like a wide pointer? I guess it's a wide pointer. It then sets the color at that offset. Set color at offset using the pointer, the offset from that pointer, and then the color that's there. And here we go. So this is a description of what the actual raw byte data should be based on the format of the thing that you pass over. So depending on your format, you have to pass in a byte that makes sense for that format. Okay. What? There's 3 values in the 1. Offset, 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 all to this color RGB. How would you do this if you didn't have an RGB? If you just set like the raw data, what does this end up being? Because it's like, offset times 3 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2. So it's in chunks of 3 within this data array, and each one is an 8-bit color channel, which makes sense. But then when you do set data, how would you... Because when you do set data, you have this... Oh, as in like, I see, it probably consumes it sequentially because this is setting it sequentially. So it's like, okay, yeah, so if you do like the RGB8 format, let's say, right? Every 3 values in that array, that packed byte array, each byte would be the color value of one channel. RGBA8, it'd be like, you know, first element would be red, second element would be green, blue. Okay, yeah, that's fucking impossible. All right. But I think that's the way we do it. All right, let's just make an image like this. Let's see if this thing even works. Because the whole goal, and just to refresh people's minds, the whole goal, sorry, I need to also like turn on this thing. Feed this over into this thing. Here we go. Feed this into that channel. Is to take this bad boy, run this thing. It's going to get the audio input and it's going to push it over such that it's going to run. I don't really know how this thing works, but it's like it does the fast Fourier transform on it. And then using the data from that, which converts time and frequency into an axis of like frequency and it converts it from like a time frequency domain to something that's like not time frequency, but it's frequency plus something else domain. You can then do stuff based on the frequencies and their magnitudes. And it's all going through a specific input device, which is the microphone, which we can. I think it actually still works. I'm pretty sure we just set the settings and we go to like B2 or something. Yeah, B2. And this thing should be getting a bunch of like raw audio data from the playing music. It's also just output overflowing. It's just telling me not to output less text because it's just too much. That's okay. But basically, this will run, and then as long as I can use that information, we can do something with it. We just now need to make an image, fill it up with stuff, and I guess just put it onto a cube. I guess that's just really it. Which I guess we just do this. Debug audio visualizer. We just do it off of this. I guess we'll just do like, I don't know. How do you actually set an image on a material in Godot? Wait a minute. How do you actually... Godot material set image? Set image texture. What? Because I just want to see this on like a cube or something. I just want to see whatever this like, whatever the current spectrograph of the current thing that it's hearing is on a single plane, so I can see what it looks like just as like a normal spectrograph. And a spectrograph should look like, oops, audio spectrograph. It should look like this. A spectrogram, spectrum analyzer, audio spectrum, something like that. Audio spectrums. Wow, there's actually like a lot of very sketchy websites if you Google this search term. Wow. Music visualizer online by Spectre. But it should look something like this. Yeah. This is, I mean, kind of like this. If my goal is to get it to look like this, I need to somehow get the image onto it. So I guess we just do like an image texture. Okay, sure. So how do you actually like get an image texture? What exactly is a texture? I don't know. It's like I don't know, like a plane. What's it called again? I forgot. Godot has like a specific name for their like objects. Google. Godot add plane. It's like a very specific name for the thing. It doesn't even have a plane. I think it's just like a cube or something. It was a box. CSG box. So on a CSG box, you have the geometry instance, the visual instance. The geometry instance is not the thing with the texture. There's a material override. So on the material, right, on the material, you can then do the texture. Right, I remember trying to get the thing, audio reactive material. I think this was the debug one. Yeah, this is the one that I made to try this out. Okay, so, and then you just need to set this thing. I forget the shader, I'll just clear it. But this thing, actually the shader does have to be something though, right? Wait, how do you actually set, where do you actually set the material of a thing? How did I even get this plane in the first place, actually? I already have a plane. Oh, it's a mesh instance. Wait, I'll just use that. Fuck it. Delete this. We use this thing. We'll just look at the floor. And I think you gotta do material override, geometry instance 3D, material overlay. Shader, material override. Sure, do this. Material, standard material 3D. And then, what was it? No, texture. Albedo, here we go. Texture, oh, here we go. Yeah, and then you would use this as an image texture. I see, right. Okay, so we just do this, and it should just work. All right, cool. And I just need to use this. I then need to set the image on the image texture from the image that we create using the audio waveform, the spectrum or something. I don't know. But that's what I want to do. So you have that, just to see if it works. And if it does work and it looks as we expect, then I have the math correct. Because I just need to make sure that the math is correct. And then from there, we just set up the scene. I just need to make a bunch of 3D assets, of which I don't really know if I can. But that's the hard part. So we do that. But the goal is to have at least a bus scene as well as like a jellyfish scene or something. I don't know, just some weird aquarium scene that would be nice to like stare at it. And then we can expand it to different things I can use. Like if I go BRB, I can then push it to the BRB side. Okay, cool. So I just need to get the actual... How do I get the material from it though? Like I would need to do this material. Why does this material not have that property? Well, how did I make this thing? I think I was playing around with it for the snow thing, but I couldn't figure it out. Standard material 3D, an ORM uses an ORM texture. Let's not deal with an ORM. Let's just use an unlit one. Is there an unlit? No, there's an unlit shader, probably. Shader material. Right, because this is a shader material. Right. Standard placeholder material. What? Placeholder class for a material. This class is used when loading a project. Use a material subclass in two conditions. When running the project exported in dedicated server mode, the texture's dimensions are kept as it may be relied upon for gameplay purposes or position of other elements. This allows reducing the export at PCK size significantly. Dedicated server mode? When a subclass is missing due to using a different engine version of the build. Wait, what? Godot server mode. No. Exporting for dedicated servers. I didn't know that had this. If you want to run a dedicated server, oh, it's the headless mode. Oh, okay, I see. And then the dummy audio driver, right? And it does a bunch of things to, all right, okay, I see. All right, well, you delete, bye. There we go. You take the place. There we go. So this bad boy is going to have an image texture. Do I need to make a new one? Do you make a separate image texture to then load into this? Probably not. I should be able to just use it here. So I need to be able to get the image texture from this thing into this script, which will then create the image that's then attached to the image texture. Seems extremely overly complicated, but okay, well. But okay, it should work, I guess. Yeah, I guess that should just work. I don't know, like maybe I can just set it. Maybe we just set it directly, and it should just work. GD, I don't know, image texture. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, sure, okay. There's a 3D variation. Not really sure what that means, but we'll just see how it goes, I suppose. Oops. Here we go. I have no clue if this is gonna work. But as long as this works, then I just tweak whatever this is. Because right now, I don't even know if I'm doing the math correctly. I just need to figure out how to understand this and what is an output bin. I just don't really know what this is yet. Nor do I know what is a windowing function. These are the only two things I need to know. But I am applying FFT to something. I do have the separate L and R channels from Godot. And I just need to figure out what the bins are. And I need to do this math correctly. I'm only doing this portion for now. With the normalized square function. I just need to square root that value, the resulting value, and then I just need to figure out this. And that should just work. I don't know. So if I'm correct... I forgot to do export, sorry. And now, this is now truly programming. The one thing that I did notice about programming streams that was difficult is like, on some level, they're incomprehensible. Because it's like, I don't know about you, but when I think about something, I tend to make giant leaps of logic based on what I know. Like, I don't really vocalize everything that I do. So for the most part, it's like having to take a moment after. It's like you have to take a moment afterwards to then recap what you've done to make it make sense to the people watching. That's like another thing about the programming streams that I've realized is that while I want to get an idea of how they're done, I recognize that as a whole, it might be impossible to do very well or very interestingly until you have something visual to see, because the thought process seems to be very much like you just jump between different topics. Like I've seen Jonathan Blowjob's programming streams, and like his programming streams are very much like he has an idea beforehand of what's being done, and then he kind of does it, and he explains a lot of his like thinking process of how he got there, what he's been doing. Right? Let's say they use him as an example, because I think a lot of people know about his programming streams. It's the handful of times that I've seen him do something live and sort of like fresh on stream has been incomprehensible. Like he'll be working on Jai back when he used to work on it. I remember him going through and developing some things about it. And he would just do these like massive leaps of logic with no explanation, and then he would just recap that afterwards. But I would be lost the whole way through. And I wasn't really sure if that's like a skill thing, but now that I think about it more, I think it's just the nature of the beast that you think faster than you can vocalize. And so therefore you end up in a space where like you just have a bunch of stuff that's just happening really quickly and you don't really know what to do. Does it work? Does not. Or rather, how do I actually get this into this thing? Image texture. Maybe I use an existing image texture. I don't know. Yeah, sure. I'll reorganize my files after. Image texture. Debug spectrum. Image texture. There's no image at the moment attached to it. Which makes sense, because I need to apply it separately. So am I then allowed to just do this? That's a texture. That's that. If I modify this, does it modify that? I actually don't know if this is shared. I actually have no clue if this is shared, actually. But I guess the way to tell is you create a new image and you set it all to one color. See if it works. I've also noticed that for programming streams too, it's like, if there's no visuals, it's sort of very boring to watch. Like, it's like, I really want to see if it works out long term, because then, you know, it'd be interesting to show you what I kind of get up to off stream. But at the same time, if it doesn't work, maybe I just need to go towards that like idea of doing things almost pre-scripted, right? Like, because again, it seems like that's the way to go, is you have a set list of things that you want to work on, and you just kind of figure it out beforehand, and then you do it in almost like a scripted manner because you know how to go about the solution, and then you just present it as if it's like a finished project, versus like having the messiness of the thought process live. We'll do this. So it's currently ready, and then I also want to do. I mean, just for now, I just want to see how this thing works. So image texture, self.image texture dot. I want to really try to create the image and set it onto the image texture. How do you do this? Oh wait, that's why I kept that comment somewhere. Sorry, there's like a different file I set where it's like image, new image or image default. I don't know. It's somewhere like I was like image or something. There we go. Image texture, new image spectrum. No. Yeah, in the beginning it'd be easier to follow, but the further the development goes, the less context you have if you're just randomly tuning. So usually there's less and less people watching as the project goes on. I actually never thought about that problem. I was thinking even if you're here since day one, it's already incomprehensible. But that's an interesting problem to run into too, that like now there's just not enough. Now there's like just not enough. Now there's no way for somebody to get into it because it's almost incomprehensible. Maybe the idea of a programming stream is just broken in general. Maybe one day you just show up and it's just here, which would then actually it would then make it so that the programming, like the co-working idea, wouldn't even work. So I wouldn't even do that. It'd actually be like we're just done. You know what? That's an interesting problem to like. Yeah, because then how do you? Because then it's also like if you want to bring people up to speed with the context, you have to like spend time and energy to write like the wiki or something for people to like catch up with. It's interesting because it's like I can see that problem already for longer form games. Like if we play Road Warden again tomorrow, there's no way any of you are gonna know what we were doing in Road Warden since last time. Absolutely no clue. Unless I write like a full recap thing that you can use to catch up to the current story and the decisions made and why we did these things, right? So it's like, it's already there for games, but games at least have the fun visual elements and sort of like the moment to moment you can get invested in. And also games are much more linear in their structure in that even if it's a multi-choice game, you can infer what someone has done to get to that point by the decisions by simply looking at what they've done. And then you can figure out, okay, well, they got here because they made these decisions, so therefore you kind of know what's going on if you've played the game. Or even if you haven't played the game, you can kind of like figure it out based on the decisions from maybe last time you saw it, or like what you know about it, right? But for programming, because it's so open-ended, it's sort of like, well, what the hell are you really doing? You know what I mean? Like if you look at this, it's like, what the hell am I really doing? Because I don't even know. We will not be there to understand. We will be there for emotional support ASMR. You know what? Maybe it's a good time to ask, because I've only been peer pressured by all of you to do programming streams so far. But why do you actually like programming streams? I don't like programming streams. I actually don't watch them. I only do this because like Chad has peer pressured me into it. And I'm like, you know what? Fine. Let's try it and try to understand it. But with the few times that we've done this process, it's been a disaster so far in the sense of like I can't focus and do things. Because I get distracted very, very often, where we find like a keyboard to like check out or something. And then it's also like, oh, like I don't watch it myself, so I'm not interested in it. And it's even like in a way uncomfortable for me because I'm still not used to the idea of working in public, and I don't really know why I feel like that. But it's like it's the conflict in my mind. It's not even like the fear of showing you my bad code, but it's like the idea of like I have to work through my process in speech. Like I can't just sit here and be silent for 5-10 minutes. Maybe you can. Like maybe that's the trick. Because I remember last time you did say, chat, that when people program, they don't say anything, right? Software and do people just stay quiet? I want to switch schools. Okay, that's a good one. We watch this. How do you do programming streams? Holy shit, I got an ad. I usually never get ads, and I've been trying to show you an ad for so long. Okay, just give it a second. Just give it a second. Oh my god. It's an ad for the housing expansion in World of Warcraft. Yay. This is just an ad for the housing expansion. I want to see how people program on stream. Hurry up, come on, move. Okay, wait, she actually does sound like me in the sense that she's like telling people to shut up. Wait. Okay, what you doing? Okay, when does she go silent? If she doesn't go silent and she's running into the same problems as I am, maybe we just don't do programming streams. Okay, see, this is the thing. She has a TTS going, which makes it easier. But even then, it's like, I don't know. At least in my mind, like I can't really figure out like what I'm gonna do with the programming streams. Because at least in my mind, right, it's not that interesting to me. And if you can't keep up with it, what's sort of the point? And it's sort of like a downtime period, but I can do the downtime on my own time. I don't want you in my downtime, right? Maybe we give up on programming streams as a whole. Maybe we do it for like a bit every now and then. Like we'll do it as like a bit of like we do it in VR chat for like fun every now and then for like a month. Because I'll just subscribe for like a month for $4 and we'll do it for like fun. But and we'll just what? Okay, okay. We'll try it seriously for a month. I'll set up the VR chat thing so that we can do that VR chat idea of like. Because Megan A's idea of like going to a university room is way better, where you go in and you pretend like you're in a university room co-working. So we do that. We see if it works out. And we see if there's like value in it. Because I think with the added angle of you doing it in VR chat, it might be more fun. Because then it's like everyone's standing behind you, watching you doing something that you're doing. Yeah. Also, I have to go. It's 6 now, and my internet's actually slowing down. I can actually see it. The bitrate's getting unstable, at least on my end. It's dipping below 6,000, which it usually never does. So, I also hear them moving around upstairs. So, I don't know. Programming live on stream is a very complicated thing because I'm like, you're really just going around topics the entire time. And maybe I need to plan out what I want to do more often. You know what I mean? Because usually when I program, when I open something, I don't really know what I'm going to do. I have a sense of what my goal is, but I'm still mostly figuring things out. And then when I write code, it's just pure silence as I just type, right? So, but we'll try the VR chat thing. I just need to set up, but at least we got the idea of like the VR chat streaming done. I kind of wish I thought of this off stream. I don't know why last night I complicated it. Last night I really overcomplicated the VR chat streaming thing. But all I need to do is I need to take my brother's old broken PC, reformat the entire thing so it's a nice fresh install of Windows, and then just use that as like a second streaming PC if I need to. But I'll try it tonight by subscribing to VR CDN, going into VR chat, seeing if it works and the performance doesn't kill my PC. I'll do the test stream thing and I'll do like all the encoding as I normally would. And I'll see if it works. And I'll see if it's actually viable. And then I have an idea of what we could program next time that might even be more interesting than this to some degree. Maybe. I don't know. It'd be interesting to sort of do that. Because there's another thing that we need to program, which I was doing before, but then when I reformatted, I forgot to save the repository and I didn't upload it to GitHub, so it's gone now. But it's an automatic source switcher for OBS. So that I don't have to show my entire screen, because it wouldn't work to show my entire screen on that other end. And it's annoying to have to manage my showing and hiding in my desktop. I just want to show the exact windows that you want to see. Fuck, that's a lot to do. That's a lot to do just to get this to be like, I don't know, something. Lost source code classic. Yeah, I don't know why I do this actually. So my dev folder, like my local dev folder, is usually full of a bunch of code bases of like things that I try out just to see if it works, and then it just doesn't work, or it does work, but I don't want to work on it anymore for like a bit. And when I reformat, the only thing that I think of is I should save, like I only back up my game saves. So if I only think about my game saves. I don't think about anything else that I'm working on. I've actually lost my GPG key like multiple times now. So it's now I have a better system for it. But before I had any way to back things up, I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep losing things. I don't know why, but it always sort of what's that term? It always loses my mind. It never crosses my mind to back up these very important things, because in the moment they're important, but afterwards they're a torture for me. Just like these streams. Anyways, I have to go. Programming streams are going to take some more time, I think. And again, I still don't really get the point of a programming stream, but we do it for like a month, right? We see how it is. We use VR CDN. We do that concept, the idea. We go into VR chat. We see if the whole concept even works in the first place, okay? And we play around with it. We see what happens. Because I do want to see like the potential of using VR for even working on stuff. Because I see the potential, but then to do it in like a social space, just to see what that feels like, just to see if it works. I think it'd be interesting to try for at least a month, because then it's like you could you could have people just give like live. I mean, I guess you do it now, anyways. Live suggestions. That's why you're programming on screen. You could just OCR it if you had the bot. Wait, you're on something. Yeah, that's why I'm programming on stream. I just OCR all the code if I showed it on stream. You're right. You're absolutely right. And you know what? To not lose my GPG key ever again. Is it GPG key? I forget the actual name for it. I keep mixing up all the words. To not lose those keys, I'm going to show the contents of my private key on stream right now. Oh, okay, everyone. I'm going to show the contents of my private key on stream. That way I can always recreate it from a source. That's it. Don't do that. The VOD, you hate autocorrect. Pog, whoa, his private key, woo. I'm not doing that. But yeah, bye everyone. I'm out. Sorry, I thought I could go longer, but you know, people came home sooner than I expected. I usually go as long as I can, but once people come home, my internet usually goes out of whack, so that's why I don't really stream past a certain time. Some days they come home late, some days they come home early. So, but I'll be back tomorrow. Again, tomorrow I'll be back. And we're actually doing some more stuff tomorrow. Today's only the 22nd? Wait a minute. Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Tomorrow, we're painting everyone in a VR, actually. It's a paint along. You can join too. It's not really a multiplayer thing. Sorry. I forgot what day it was. But it's not, I don't think it's multiplayer. I don't think it's multiplayer, but it might be. If you have the game, you can join the paint multiplayer if you want to. 23rd view. That's true if you're on the later time zone, yeah. But yeah, we'll be painting tomorrow. If you don't have the game to paint along, you can just join by having real painting materials. But tomorrow, we'll be doing some painting. And hopefully, because I'll be in VR, I'm going to transition into programming in VR once I set up the VR CD and stuff after today's stream. Because again, that solution feels nice to me, and I don't have to deal with any crazy stuff like having to build my own, you know, like RTSP stream, RTMP stream. Because I didn't even know what VR chat actually consumes. I tried to find documentation on what you need to do to build a compatible video service, like a video streaming service, so that VR chat could read it. It didn't have any documentation, and I wasn't really sure how to find it. So the fact that there's an existing solution that already has all the things set up with instructions on how to do it, perfect, great, absolutely amazing. But yeah, we'll be painting tomorrow, and hopefully if I get it set up by tonight, which I should be able to, we'll do programming in VR chat, and you can join me in a shitty co-working space. I just need to find a world. I just need to find a world that has like a video stream on like a desk or something, and we'll do it from there. Maybe even just like one desk, and I think it's funny to have everyone crowd around that like one desk. Bye everyone. Have a great night. Is anyone that I can raid before I go? And one day we'll figure out what I don't know. Again, I just don't get the point of programming on stream. But everybody seems to enjoy it on some level and keeps peer pressuring me to like try it. So we just have to try it, okay? Like it's just for a month, we just try it, see if it works, see how it works, and we'll see how it goes. There's no one to rate. Bye everyone. Have a great day. And I'm gonna go before my internet speed dies. Peace.